All right, good Saturday morning, everyone. 48 First Alert Meteorologist Eric Burke just before 8:30, and welcome to this Saturday edition of Weather Extra. We did it. We made it to the weekend, and we've got a pretty nice weekend forecast. If you like that summertime heat and humidity, just a little reminder from Mother Nature that it is August, and it is very much so still summer here in the Tennessee Valley. After a couple of those kind of teaser days we had earlier this month, those cool August days, well, those are a thing of the past. And we've got some heat and humidity to deal with. Of course, your full weekend forecast coming up. But filling in for meteorologist Jeff DeNoyer here this Saturday morning. He was filling in for Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis all week, so he will be back with you tomorrow morning at 8:30. We've got to talk about the tropics because this is our first hurricane of the season. Now, statistically speaking, we typically see our first hurricane forming in the Atlantic right around August 11th. So I think we were a day or two behind schedule, but Hurricane Aaron is a nasty storm here. Very big hurricane, Category 4 here this morning. The next update coming out at 10 a.m. But a Category 4 major hurricane Aaron is, with 145 mile per hour sustained winds. If you look closely, National Hurricane Center forecast has this strengthening here over the next day or so, up to 150 mile per hour winds. So looks like heavy rain potential for parts of the Dominican. You've got Puerto Rico there, the Virgin Islands. They'll have more of a heavy rain flooding threat with this, potential for flash flooding, urban flooding. And then you go out into like the Bahamas, for example, Turks and Caicos out there. They'll probably have kind of the rough surf side of things. So no real direct impacts on any islands or land out there, but it is going to have more indirect impacts, like I mentioned, the heavy rain and flooding threat, and also the rough surf too. So thankfully, Aaron is going to head to the west and northwest, moving about 20 miles per hour right now, but it should start to swing out into the Atlantic, and that's good news for anyone in the Bahamas, obviously. Now, people in Bermuda, they'll have to keep a close eye on Aaron, as this is a major Category 4 hurricane at this time and should stay a major hurricane for the next several days, all the way into Monday, potentially Tuesday here too. So this is the first hurricane of the year, and it is a very, very strong storm. You see that cone there, the cone of uncertainty. There may be a little bit of a westward or eastward shift on this, but should still stay well east of the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and of course Florida, anyone along the Atlantic coast of the lower 48. This shouldn't have any direct impacts, but potentially heading toward Bermuda, so something we're watching. All right, bring it closer to home here. Here's your weekend forecast. 95 degrees. That's what we're forecasting for today and tomorrow. The problem is, if you've been outside at all, it's already very muggy. That dew point is in the low to mid 70s. You have a high of 95, factor in that high dew point, that air you can wear, and it will have a heat index anywhere from probably 98 to about 105 today. Enough of the models this morning were hinting at the potential for an isolated downpour or storm, so I did add that 10% chance. A lot of you will go through this entire weekend without seeing a single drop of rain, so that is good news for anything you may have planned outside. But it is my job to let you know there is a chance of seeing one of those downpours. I know a lot of you saw some very beneficial rainfall yesterday. Some of you picked up well over 2 inches of rain. Others missed out on the rainfall altogether. I know I was out on the golf course and we got rained on pretty good. Some thunder and lightning. We got off the course, found a safe place because you don't play with lightning. And then once that moved away, we got back out there and finished our round. But visibility, it was very poor this morning. A lot of that has to do with the rainfall we saw yesterday. Well, very dense fog on my drive into work coming down 72 over Chapman Mountain. Looks like our visibility has improved pretty drastically. We still have a dense fog advisory through 9 o'clock, and that is for all North Alabama and Middle Tennessee counties. But I already see, just looking at our Fly HSV Delta Cam out in Marshall County, Gunnersville, earlier, you could not even see the lake. So things have gotten a lot better as far as visibility. A lot of people probably out on the water here early this morning. And our visibility, if you look at the horizon there right below the banner at the Parkway camera here in Huntsville, still have a little bit of fog there in the distance. But as far as down to the roadways, things look pretty good. So things getting a lot more forgiving if you're heading out and about. talking about that heat and humidity, right back to heat safety and hydration. Try and avoid doing anything too strenuous from late morning into the afternoon. Would be a great pool day or a great day to be out on the lake. Just make sure you're drinking plenty of water. But a heat index anywhere from about 98 to about 105. So one of the more hotter, humid days we've seen here lately. I know we kind of had a brief break from that heat and humidity. Well, it's back, and it's back for your weekend too. 10% chance of seeing one of those isolated downpours or storms popping up from late morning into the afternoon, evening. Just your typical summertime garden variety downpours. A few storms will produce some frequent lightning, so that's something to be aware of. If you hear thunder, see lightning, time to bring it inside and wrap up what you're doing. Should only last about 15 to 30 minutes. Those are about the interruptions we're expecting. Let's go through the day now, hour by hour. Plenty of sunshine. We'll see a little bit more cloud cover coming in by the late afternoon into the evening. Stop it here at 2:30. Future radar hinting at some of those isolated downpours or storms popping up. Kind of looks to favor areas along and east of I-65. If you don't see rainfall, your temperatures will continue to shoot up into those low to mid 90s, feeling like 100 plus degrees. The closer we get to sunset, any lingering showers will wrap up. Overnight tonight, we're mostly clear. If you see rain today, or even if you don't see rain, we've got so much soil moisture. I think some of you will be dealing with some patchy and dense fog. Again, for your Sunday morning, another beautiful August day coming tomorrow. Looks like we're mostly sunny. I don't think we'll see any rainfall tomorrow. The dew point will actually be just a touch lower, but temperatures are warming up quickly. We started off this morning during the morning newscast from 5 to 7 with temps in the upper 60s, low 70s. Now we're already seeing some mid to even upper 70s. So heating up quickly here, and that's going to be the story as we go through the morning. This is what I have planned today. Going out to the pool, soak in some sun there. It should be a nice day to be out at the pool. Good day for cannonballs, belly flops, whatever you're doing. My wife is actually playing in a women's golf tournament today, so I will be that supportive husband out at the pool cheering her on, at least the holes that I could see from the pool. But yeah, we'll be out there. Should be a good day for it. Of course, don't forget to wear your sunscreen. But a lot of sunshine in the forecast for today before more clouds come in by the afternoon. Wind will be out of the north and northwest, becoming a bit more northeasterly. Not much of a breeze today, and that is one thing that usually really helps on a hot, humid day. You get a little bit of air moving around. It kind of helps it feel a bit more comfortable. Well, we've got very light winds coming from the northeast. A couple showers off the coast of the Carolinas and Georgia. That's about it. Most of the lower 48 is pretty quiet. The storm threat today will actually be up in parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota, into Iowa, potentially into Wisconsin as well. 73 overnight with clear skies, anticipating more of that dense fog to develop for Sunday morning, but I don't think we'll see any rainfall popping up tomorrow. So if you're heading out early for church worship services, looks like you'll be just fine for that. Tomorrow, heat index over 100 degrees, basically a repeat of what we're expecting today, but probably leaving out that chance for an isolated downpour or storm. Again, Jada Russell will be in with you for our evening newscast tonight, and Jeff will be with you tomorrow morning too. But temps in the mid-90s, that's a little bit above average for this time of year. Go to your extended forecast here, just kind of sweating it out over the next couple of days. So hot, humid stretch, heat index over 100 degrees, could be as hot as 105. That's not exactly heat advisory criteria. If anything, the Weather Service might put one out for maybe parts of northwest Alabama. Kind of depends on how fast we warm up here over the next couple of hours, including the mention of that isolated downpour or storm today. But a lot of you go through this entire weekend without seeing any rainfall or storms in your location. The heat continues along with the high humidity for Monday and Tuesday. Those days will have a feels like temperature over 100 degrees. By Tuesday afternoon, we're looking at potential for a few isolated storms. Temperatures start to cool off a bit, which we'll be ready for that by the middle to latter part of next work and school week. A few scattered showers and storms, actually looking at some higher potential there toward the end of the week and potentially even into next weekend. So that's going to about do it. We covered major Category 4 Hurricane Aaron, covered your weekend forecast. Just stay safe, stay hydrated, make sure you're taking some breaks. Try not to do anything too strenuous this afternoon. Just kind of chill and relax. But that's it for me. I hope you have a fun and safe weekend. Thank you for your time as always. Appreciate you joining us for Weather Extra, and I will see you Monday morning. Weather Extra there, 10:30 a.m. It'll either be me or Jada Russell. So have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you soon.